Hello, everybody. It is Self-Care Sunday. How we doing tonight? How is your Self-Care Sunday, everybody? Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, Angie. Happy Self-Care Sunday. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Great to have you here live and in first, I'm just saying. I know you people like to know who's in first. You were in first, Angie. Hey, Kitty, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Self-Care Sunday. How is everybody doing this Sunday, this Valentine's Day? Won't you be my Valentine? Great to have you all here. Great to have you all here on this Self-Care Sunday. Self-Care Sunday, the day we set aside to care for you, to care for you. What are you guys all grateful for this Sunday? What are you grateful for this Sunday? Angie's going to have something like sunshine in her world. Sunshine in her world or something. Hey, Adele and Dazzle are here. How are you? It was a great day. That's good, Angie. I'm glad to hear that. It's a great day. I love hearing it's a great day. I only got out today to get takeout. So other than that, I have been home all day. I worked a little more than I'd like to. Julie yelled at me for being at my desk too much. I worked a little more than I would have liked to, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna get a snow day or two this week. Self-care by the fire in an attempt to keep my house warm without paying a fortune for heat. I hear that, Kitty. I hear that. You know, I've got the fireplaces, although they're gas, but I have one part of my house that's gas, and I have one part of my house that's oil heat. So I'm always paying, you know, one and the gas is propane delivered, so for that heat. So it seems like there's always a truck coming up our driveway to deliver something with a big bill. But I'm glad you had time. Getting snow days. Getting snow days this week. Yeah, I mean, I was even on my checked in with my brother in Virginia. I mean, he got 4 inches of snow, then like a ton of ice on that. He called out of work today, and then he was without power for 25 hours. I'm like, now you know what it's like in the country where I live. You know, when we're without power. Although he's far enough on the outskirts of the city he's in to be on well water, so I at least commiserated with him a little bit on that, so that I could understand his pain. I'm like, yeah, I mean, we've gone days up here without power in the country where we are, so it's all good. But it's good to have everybody here. It's good to have some self-care. I'm glad you guys are taking a little bit of time, even if it's by the fire, to save money on heat. You know, I'm all for turning the thermostats down. You know, I mean, this time of year, you know, that's still one of my favorite things. One of my favorite stories is when I had an employee that got her inherited a house, and she had always had electric heat and lived in an apartment. She was in the center of the building, like on the 3rd floor. So everybody heated her apartment. So her electric bill was like nothing during the winter for heat. And she got this house that had gas heat, and she came freaking out to me with the first gas bill when she inherited this house, and it was like going nuts. And I'm like, yeah, welcome to the real world. Now you know why. Now you know why I have programmable thermostats and locks on them at all the locations, so that you know, I'm not so we control it. But again, in the store, that's for the comfort of our customers, not for the comfort of our staff. Our staff can wear a sweater. Our customers are customers in store today, and that's good. In between storms here. Let's get started with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is where we start tonight. Tonight we're on page 152 if you're following along. Good morning. Yikes! I almost attempted the good morning without coffee and a shower. Take care of yourself before leaping into the world. Take care. Love you. Now, if that is not a perfect good morning on Self-Care Sunday, I don't know what is. You know, I love how the universe comes together for us on this program. And we tend to have the right page at just the right time. The universe speaks in mysterious ways. Hey, did you get the Self-Care Sunday recipe of the week? Every week we have a new recipe, and this week was a twofer from our friend Angie Hulus, who made us chicken. Typed it out neatly. She didn't want me to have the recipes with the schmutz on it. She didn't want me to scan that, but and post that. But she typed them out beautifully for us, and I thank you, Angie. Love that you shared these recipes with us for Valentine's Day. I know, I think it was Carrie commented that she was making, or actually she was having made for her chicken parm tonight. Somebody was making the chicken parm, so. You know, which is a wonderful thing. I love the Resale Strong Cookbook. If you haven't taken a look at this week's recipe, or you're looking for something great to cook for dinner, or a great dessert, make sure you check out the Resale Strong Cookbook at narts.org/ResaleStrong, REC, for the Resale Strong Cookbook. We've had recipes since the beginning. We've been doing this since the beginning. And we are now starting week 48-49, people. Week 48-49 in this, depending on which day you're using to count. And I know we all have a slightly different date, but when our world changed. But we've got all the previous weeks are right there at narts.org/ResaleStrong, REC, where you can find some amazing time-tested family recipes with schmutz. You can't beat the schmutz. I'm just saying, Angie. I know you're a perfectionist, but I also posted where's my glasses? Over here. For this Self-Care Sunday, the digital well-being, how to happily unplug. I got to tell you, that is a great thing. And the apps, there's a couple of apps that she suggests, and I don't have it written down right here, and I can't pull it up while I'm doing this. Adele's making the chicken parm, going to make the chicken parm. All right. Dinner at Adele's this week. We'll know when to ring the bell for dinner. When Adele rings the bell, it's time to come down, time to come over for dinner. I like these apps. So the apps that she shares with us in the digital well-being, how to happily unplug webinar that I posted, okay, actually give you points and things for not using your phone. Okay, the longer you go without using your phone or using apps on your phone, the more you gain in this in these apps. And you can have competitions between you and family members or you and coworkers. You can create groups to do it. I'm telling you, these are wonderful devices. I love all that we can do with these tools is wonderful, but they shouldn't control your life. They shouldn't control you. And when you can disconnect from them and reconnect with what's happening in front of you, when you can focus on what's happening in front of you instead of focusing on your screen, amazing things can happen, amazing levels of productivity, and you get more done in less time. It is just amazing. So I really like the webinar. I like the suggested apps in it. And so I hope you do take advantage of it. Take a half hour out of your day. Listen to that webinar. It was great that our alma mater, Cassandra and I's alma mater, where she chased me down so that I would be her Valentine. Our alma mater recently shared this, allowed us to be this webinar to be shared with you all. It's just really a good webinar. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. What else do I got for you tonight? It's Sunday. Hang on a second here, people. I'm gonna come to that. Hang on a second. I got too many things. I didn't take time. I was so excited that I was up and ready to go at 8 that I didn't organize all my sheets here tonight. Well, let's just dive in. Hang on a second here. Let me just grab some things and dive in. Hey, Kelly, great to have you with us tonight. Glad to have you with us. Amazon is suing the New York Attorney General to preempt COVID-19 lawsuit. You know, I've talked before about COVID-19 lawsuits and lawsuits in the workplace, and Amazon is certainly going to have its share of them, being an essential place that they didn't do enough to protect their employees. I'm not sure Amazon's countersuit, suing New York State was just really to get them out of the way, and that federal labor and safety laws take precedence over New York's, and is trying to block people from filing under New York law. We're going to see, as we come out of this, you're going to see more and more lawsuits, COVID-related lawsuits. And, I'm still hoping for legislation to block them against employers of most sizes, certainly smaller employers. The nuisance suits where they're trying to collect off your insurance and things. I mean, and the way, I think ultimately, the way the guidance changed throughout this is going to be, you're going to hear about these lawsuits for years and years, just because it's going to take that long to litigate them out. But there are plenty of lawyers, and especially New York, which was the hotbed at the beginning of this, that are looking to do that. This was a quote from the poet, Amanda Gorman, who, your optimism will never be as powerful as it is in the exact moment when you want to give up. Your optimism will never be as powerful as it is in the exact moment when you want to give up. LVMH Group is telling Tiffany staff to return to the office 2 days a week. The French luxury goods giant that now owns Tiffany's told their corporate staff to return to the office 2 days a week beginning in March 1st. It's critical at this time of change that we adopt a hybrid approach to on-site remote working. Tiffany's is joining a small list of large New York companies that have required to employees to return to the office, including J.P. Morgan Chase, Shell Oil, and some other energy companies have brought back workers. So, that is going to be interesting to see how that plays out, especially in New York City, because fear is strong. It's been the epicenter. People want to get back to normal, but just picking a random date on it is tough. Hang on a second. There was something I wanted to tell you about this. How to win the war against clutter. We already know this. Decluttering is emotional. We know that. why we get people coming in with their stuff that they want to get rid of, but it's crap. You know, this article is sad, and I know a lot of us, you know, who follow, you know, the good old days of Sears and even Kmart. Jennifer, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jennifer. Happy birthday to you. Okay. I know I'm not supposed to sing. This was interesting. So Sears and Kmart, okay, at the beginning of 2019 had 489 full-line Sears store. And today, after the latest round of closings, there are just 36 of them left. In 2019, there were 360 Kmart stores, and now that's dropped to about 30. So there's just over 60 Sears and Kmart stores combined left, which is just, you know, I mean, that is that's just sad. It's sad for the once mighty. But it goes back to what you always have to be doing. And I was watching another, you know, I'm sad about that. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Great to have you here tonight. I cover that, you know, because, you know, like even the other night when we talked about the top advertisers of 2002 and their lack of innovation, Sears being one of them on that list. Okay, and I was just watching another Disney Imagineering episode, and it talked about their need, okay, to constantly be transforming and even refreshing, you know, time-honored and honor the past, but move forward to the future, okay? So look to the past, but move forward to the future, okay, is a guiding Disney principle. Yes, absolutely, Kitty. Sears used to be the #1 retailer in the country, and they lost their principles. Okay, they moved away from their principles of how they operated. It is what I would say is the underlying thing. Okay, you know, it's sort of what ruined GM too. Okay, hey Michelle, happy Valentine's Day. Great to have you here. You know, the guiding principle, you need number crunchers, you need pink calculator people, but you need, you know, you need pink calculator people, not just calculator people. How's that? Because pink calculator people have a heart. Okay? You know, yes, it beats in there. I may not be wearing red today, but the pink calculator beats in there. I'm trying to keep you in the black. But, you know, what ruined the original GM, what ruined and eventually drove GM to bankruptcy, okay, ruined Sears is not bad product at the time. It's the lack of change and innovation. It's a lack of their core principles. I mean, Sears was satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. You went to Sears for everything, okay? You got the Sears catalog with the anticipation. Yes, they, you know, you ruin it over, you know, sometimes saving pennies costs you nickels, okay? And you didn't run it for the right reasons. You didn't create the experience that people wanted to see in those stores. You didn't create an environment that people wanted to be in. It's not that people don't want to go to department stores. It's that you have to have a department store that serves people, okay? Oh, I am in a romantic black mock turtleneck, and it's a sweater too, okay? I'm just saying, Michelle. Nordstrom, whatever I know about these things. But you have to serve your customers. You have to serve. You have to respect the past and move to the future. And you got to keep in mind, there was a time when both Sears and Kmart, okay, and the old Kresge stores that became Kmart, okay, were industry leaders. Okay, they were the innovators. They were the industry leaders, but they stopped adapting. They just left things to sit and be. Okay, and ran everything from a number crunching. You can't run from just numbers. Okay, there is an emotional. You have to create a connection. Okay, this is the part of numbers that I don't like. Okay, where you have to, but you have to do it. You have to. I would love that we never had to display anything in our stores, but displays sell. Okay, I would love that we didn't have to change the displays, but changing displays helps things sell. Okay, but from a numbers perspective, you shouldn't do those things because it costs money and time to do those things. But that money and time, that yield curve, that change, okay, and you have to constantly be adapting, constantly be changing and doing. And watching this episode of Imagineering about Disney, and especially as they've come into the internet era, whenever they want to make change, it gets plastered all over the internet, and these designers are reading how what they're going to do is going to destroy Disney and how awful and how terrible the idea is. But their ideas are met with heart. Boom, chicka boom. Good Valentine's Day look. Okay, I'm getting picked on for my outfits. I dressed myself today, people. I did dress myself. But you have to do this, and you have to respect what was. You have to understand what was, and you have to respect it, and you can grow from there. So often when I come on site to a store, everybody thinks I'm just going to walk in and change everything and boom, make this magical change. What I go to understand is to understand what exists now. If I understand what exists now and where we want to go, I can help drive us there. Okay, but you can't make change without understanding what's there. And the people that took over Sears and Kmart and all of that didn't respect what they had. Okay, didn't respect what existed. They went in and threw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay, you got to understand what was there, and it was the both of them in their own right were tremendously innovative companies in the time. They were disruptors. Okay, it's what scares me with some people that put all their faith in Facebook to store all their photos, okay? Like Facebook is going to be the keeper of their memories versus a good old-fashioned scrapbook, okay? Or some digital device that you actually own. Because to think that Facebook is going to continue to be the disruptor, I don't know that they have it in them. They're the, 1,000-pound gorilla in the room. Will somebody young and scrappy come and disrupt them, okay? Our world has been disrupted. There's no doubt about that. But you have evolved while respecting your past to meet your customers where they are today. You have evolved and changed your business, okay? And you have to constantly do that, which brings me to, hang on a second. Hang on a second. I got it here. I got to just find what I did with it. I'm going to come to this. Hang on a second. I'm going to... What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. I found it. I've talked about this person before. And I'm talking about him again tonight because he just passed away. And some of you know this restaurant chain because you've seen me write about it, or it's been in your area or part of the country. But Friendly's Ice Cream, which was founded in Springfield, Massachusetts, okay, back in 35? I think it was 35. Yes, the summer of 1935. So the co-founder of that, Presley Blake, S. Presley Blake, just passed away a couple days ago at 106. 106. They died. He passed away. Him and his brother, who passed away in 2019 at 100. His younger brother passed away in 2019 at 102. Okay. At its height, built their ice cream shop chain into a chain of 850 restaurants at its height. You know, on opening day of their store, on the day that they opened their store, their idea was to sell a double dip cone sold for a nickel, okay, in 1935. The Blakes opened on their opening day at 7 p.m. to a line about 100 feet long. Their price point for double dip cones appeared to pay off. There was no line at the drugstore down the street. They kept their store open until midnight, selling 552 cones in 5 hours, taking in $27.60. For years, they shared a car, okay, these brothers, as they built this. A used Model A Ford they bought for $40. They were able to share the car because they rarely had time off, and almost never at the same time. One brother would work nights making ice cream, and one would run the shop during the day. He was a throwback, a businessman who eschewed debt and preached hard work. He often talked of his lessons, and I've written about this before, that he learned from J.C. Penney, the man, not the department store company. The Blakes were guests in Penney's home when, and Blake talks about this lesson he learned from Penney. Was by example. The Blakes were guests in Penny's home. When dinner was served, all the guests filed out of Penny's living room into the dining room. Penny stayed behind, and when the last person left, switched off the light in the living room. It cost him just a few cents to run that light, but he never wasted money. He's donated millions and done unbelievable things in his business life, okay, and in his personal life. I mean, he loves history. He built a right in our town where we live. He built a replica to Jefferson's Monticello, okay, right here in town. That's now going to become a study center. It's going to become a place for studies. He also has a world-class car collection. His car collection is unbelievable, of Rolls Royces and things. But you know, he says about his book, the thing I want people to take away from this book is the need for business ethics. The most important thing is honesty. The most important thing is honesty. I mean, and he was a hoot to 106. I mean, this guy lived life. He worked hard. He was a hard worker. But he lived life honestly. He lived life by their company name, being friendly, okay, and always saying thank you. And he was just a good guy. Hey, Ellen, happy Valentine's Day to you and Maya. Great to have you here. And so, you know, it's a passing of a real gentleman, but a great businessman and a great person to learn from in what he has done. I really do like and learn from the business lessons of somebody like that, who had a vision, okay, and started with what they borrowed from his mother to start. Their mother thought they could never find a job, so the mother lent them like $500 to to start it. Hang on a second. It's not in this one, but I want to say the mother lent them $500 in 1935 to start this. I mean, it's amazing what they grew and the vision, and he helped guide it even after they sold it, because it lost its way, and has been through multiple owners since when they sold it to Hershey. They sold the company when him and his brother technically retired. But you know, you build these companies on honesty, you build them on good ethics, you build them on good principles, okay, and respect for the past and looking to the future. And that is what you do to build a good company and keep things going. But you know, there is also opportunity for you guys as some of these companies, you know, in these transitions, there's opportunity for you guys too. There's a lot of fixture sales going on right now at companies that are not making it, that are closing up shop. Lord & Taylor has fixture sales currently going on at 19 locations. Christopher & Banks has 407 locations with fixtures up for sale. Bed Bath & Beyond has 40 locations and Express has 9. So if you've got your eyes on some new to you fixtures, keep that in mind out there, because those are some opportunities to check in your local area. I don't recommend some of the Sears ones or Kmart ones because they've been poorly maintained over the years. They just haven't invested in them. I know we've invested in new fixtures during this time because it's about building back better, okay? We are building back better and developing our better company, okay, to move our way out of this and grow our way out of this, because that is the plan. That is the plan, to grow our way out of this. And I want you to grow your way out of this too. That's what this is all about, folks, is growing our way out of this on this Self-Care Sunday. You know, this video and everything I talk about every night goes over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon the very next day. Noon the very next day, I tell you. Everything is there. The recipe of the week and on the in the Resale Strong cookbook, the link to it's right there at narts.org/resalestrong, and a link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when a new one drops. You can also search the videos by topic. They're all descriptions of what I talked about on a given night are all there. You can hit search and get right to it. I know some of you have been looking at the shipping one recently, where we did that whole talk about shipping. And there's others because you can't always watch this live. I get that. Your Valentine could be wooing you right now. Could be giving you hand-dipped chocolates. I don't know. Crazy stuff that Valentine's people do. That's what they do. But it's also there so you can share it with everybody you know in business, so that we can help everybody, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, get across the line. I am here every night at More 8 Than Ish, live in the Narts private Facebook group. If you have a question in between, you can email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. In this upcoming week, we are going to talk more PPP and ERTC, because there's been I've had some interesting emails from you all, okay, about getting creative. And you can get really into the weeds of this and generate even more benefits for your business. And I want to make sure people understand that. So I've got to dive into that a little bit this week, a little bit more, and we're going to talk about that. I didn't want to do that on Valentine's night because I know some people are being wooed. Some people have dinner being made for them. I brought in takeout. But I want everybody to be able to follow that, because there's a lot of good information. Again, one of the real keys to all of this is not filing for forgiveness on your PPPs yet. Okay, putting that off. You do not have to do it yet. Let's get all this other stuff in line. So if there's one lesson in all the number stuff and figuring that all out, is not filing for forgiveness yet. But there's been some good ideas on that. After we get beyond 2 weeks, Ellen, then I'll worry. I forget when you did yours, but it's running, up to about 12 days or so. So if Tuesday is more than 2 weeks, if this coming Tuesday you don't have a response, then we want to follow up on that and get that done. There have been some, issues with the SBA system. They have been working through them, but people are getting them. So I do want you to have that, but I don't want you to have to worry about the forgiveness on everything. I want you to pause on that, because there's some good ideas on that I'm going to share with you on maximizing, especially if you employ family members, which you may not be able to capture as part of the employee retention tax credit fully. So we're going to talk about that. Okay, so by Wednesday, if we don't have it Wednesday, we want to rattle some chains, Ellen. But we'll make it happen. We will make it happen. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. If you were not here at the top of the program, our good morning tonight is, good morning. Yikes, I almost attempted the good morning without coffee and a shower. Oh, no. Take care of yourself before leaping into the world. Take care. I love you. Our good night tonight is good night. Almost went to bed while reading the news. Don't read the death scroll. Give yourself a minute before you fall asleep. Get your mind right. Love you. There's your graphics for tonight, folks. Ladies and gentlemen. 2 weeks. This past Thursday or this coming Thursday? It's really a 2-week process. Once they approve, your bank sends it off to the SBA. If it's more than 2 weeks, I worry about it. But the SBA is trying to clean that up. They really are working hard at getting this money released, because they're getting a lot of flack from Congress on it. But we'll follow up this week on that after Tuesday, because the government's really closed tomorrow for President's Day. So after Tuesday, Wednesday, if we don't have your approvals, we want to start rattling some chains on that, because I want you to get the money you're entitled to. Oh, this coming Thursday. Perfect. This should be a good week for money coming out to people. This should be a good money week. That's what I'm saying. It's also going to be a good week for weather. Not so good week for weather, actually. But, those guys are never right, so who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a Valentine's Day dessert special. I don't know. Whatever it is, we will party again. We will be in person again. And when we can, I will be there with you. But until tomorrow at more 8 than ish, know that you and you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. It's time for dessert, everybody. Have a great night.